It's gonna run 4 nights, so Saturday night will be the last night. Friday will be not last night. My husband doing.
All I did was like reach up to martial arts. It's kind of a
Maybe you'll see. They do have a, when you're ready, when you're ready.
It's good to be here.
I guess they have pretty good. Okay, yeah, I know, but she's not here. Yeah, I've heard her say something about that. Wow. There was a mom that brought her dog.
They are.
I think that's what, yeah.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Everybody go ahead and grab your coffee and grab a seat, and we are going to get started with our program today. It's good to see each and every one of you here. I'm going to invite Marty Watson to come up. She's going to get us started with a few things this morning. We have a lot on the agenda for our speakers today. We have Ed Carl. Did I say it right, Ed?
You did.
Okay, with the Kindness Revolution. We also have Deborah Norwood, who should be here any moment, the last lawyer. Yes, she just looked at, she timed it perfectly. Look at that. I just announced you. And then we have several people here that I'm excited to have met, Lynn McDonald, Chandler, and various ones. But we are going to get started with the program. So Marty, come on up, make your announcements, and then I'll get into a few things.
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning. I'm Marty. I'm with Travel Leaders. I'm kind of Sherry's sidekick in many ways. But I would like to invite everyone to stay. We've got a lot, as she said, we've got a lot going on. We want to welcome all the virtual folks that are around and listening to this. So there's many more people that are in this meeting other than just ourselves. So anyway, we appreciate you coming, and as you see, we have some coffee cups here. For anyone that joins today, you've got a free coffee cup. So anyway, if you're interested in joining business over coffee, get with Sherry or you can get with me, and we'll get you squared away. Sherry?
Okay, I'm coming.
Well, I've got a second, and she's wrapping up. I've got something I want to give out to everyone. Our company is actually moving locations. We actually have 2 locations. And after we move, we'd like to invite all of you to come out and see us. And I've got a sheet to where we're actually going to be giving away a trip. So it'll be worth the while in coming out and seeing us. So I'll pass that around. Okay.
I highly recommend Travel Leaders. If you're not using someone already, she is the best. Okay, first, before we get into anything else, I want us all to get to know one another, okay? So we're going to start with Gina's friend here. You came to a Dutch lunch once before. We want to start with you, but before I want to introduce myself. I'm Sherry Finley. I am the founder of BOCI, Business Over Coffee International. But I didn't do all of this by myself. It took a lot of founding members, a lot of team members to make this happen. Shelley Bowers one, Marty Watson's another, and if I continue to name people, it will be all day. Carolyn Bindle. So I've been blessed to have been surrounded by a lot of great people, and I see a lot of great people here today. Y is one of our faithful radio listeners. My husband, I can't say enough about Richard Henley. That it takes a good man behind a good woman to make something happen, because if you have somebody pulling against you instead of pushing you forward, then that can be a problem. So, a lot being said with that, I would like to start with you in introducing who you are so we can get to know you.
Susan Davis. I'm with Love City Communications, and our flagship is the Web Wizard, and we make websites for people.
That's great to know. We subcontract out, so do you ever do that type of work? Okay. Glad to have met you. Okay.
White label it.
All right, good deal. And Gina is one of our faithfuls.
Gina Davis, I'm with Send Out Cards. That is a client-owned online greeting card gift store. The card is actually printed for you. So once you create your custom card, they print every card out for you, whether you're sending out one card or you're sending out thousands of cards. We also have a photo store where you can create photo albums, calendars, and mugs. Gosh, they're just, it expands every day, and I can't tell you everything. I also have a side business called Gold Data Services, and in that business, I help people in send-out cards who love the idea of send-out cards, but as often you find as sole entrepreneurs of our business, I don't have time to do that. So I do that for you. Gina Davis, send-out cards.
That is a great service that you offer.
Shall we
a lot
pass
of
our
people
business?
don't. Sure, absolutely. Pass them around. Y, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Y, and Sherry is my transitioning angel. I retired in July the 11th, and found Sherry on Blog Talk Radio, and she can't get rid of me now, so I am a member of BOCI, and she has done so many good things for me. Thank you, Sherry.
Well, thank you, Y. Carolyn Bindle, looking bright and cheery down there.
My name is Carolyn Bindle. I'm president of Fashion Academy, and a part of Business Over Coffee will be doing next Thursday the share. And the photographer contacted me last night to double check. She was actually a little freaked out. She thought it was today. But we noticed on everybody's profiles that a lot of people, their profile picture is a cell phone shot. And so we're doing headshots for free, and if you want it retouched, it's $10. But, next Thursday, right here.
There you go. Shelley Bauer.
Shelley Bauer. I work with people who want to communicate more confidently and work together more profitably face-to-face and online. And yesterday I had so much fun here with Carolyn and Sherry and Deborah and
Virginia.
that's right, in Virginia. In fact, I've already done a blog post about it this morning.
Wonderful.
So, I got to scoot out, and I've already apologized to Ed. He's got a great presentation for you today, so I hope everybody can.
Before you scoot, would you tell us about what happened yesterday? Because nobody knows. This is breaking news. Come on up here and do it.
Sherry has begun. We shot 2 pilots yesterday for Boctv, and the one that I participated in with Virginia and Sherry and who else?
Nita Black.
Oh, Nita Black, that's right. And we talked about moving from success to influence, and it was a really fun time. Great conversation. So
This whole place turned into a television studio yesterday.
it was the view,
Lights everywhere.
the view of business.
Yes, I do like that.
And I told her she could use that name. And then the second one was done by Carolyn and Deborah and Barbara Bradley from the Commercial Appeal on Fashion Sense. Oh, and the ad. BOCI will be a future article by Barbara Bradley.
What? In the Commercial
In the
Appeal?
Commercial Appeal.
Oh,
Yes,
wonderful.
Bill Baxter Lawyer.
Yay!
Good.
Of course, now
awesome.
we can't go out and just tell everybody we're going to be on
Right.
commercial films.
Yes, of course.
So
Of course.
keep this in.
Well, even though it is live across the world
you know what would
virtually
be
right
fun
now.
is
Rio.
Yeah. We can't tell the commercial
I
people what to do.
understand.
Let's be grateful for what we have.
But
Gratitude.
at any rate, it was a great time yesterday, and it's being edited right now, and it will be available in a couple of weeks. I did a little blog post on it this morning on integritybasedcommunications.com, and I promised that I would post the link, knowing that it's going to be available, so that everybody can share in the conversation, even if they weren't here. So
There you go.
it was a lot of fun.
Yes, it was. Thank you for being part of it. All right, I want to know how many people, we're going to continue to go around the room, but first, Ed Hall, can I get you to come up here? I feel like you're off in the corner over there. We have a seat right here beside my husband, Richard. Special seat for you. How many people saw Beverly in the newspaper? Okay. Beverly, stand up and tell us what you do and how you ended up in the newspaper. Come up here, yes. Marty, did you tell everyone we are live?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're
Good
welcome.
morning, everyone. I'm so excited. Sherry has taken such good care of me through the professional boost program. My company is Glory Shine Adornment, and I custom design fashion accessories specializing in jewelry. And I also love to redesign people's heirloom jewelry pieces. So that's what I'm about.
There you go, and all your pieces are over there to
On
be
display.
viewed.
On display.
Okay, good deal. Thank you so much, Beverly. Carolyn, you discovered Beverly through Business Over Coffee, and you're the one that made that happen. So thank you so much for making that happen in your column there, Commercial Appeal. All right, so let's move along to, Marty, you already introduced yourself. So Chandler.
I'm Chandler Smith, and I work for a company called Gain Systems. We are a local technology services and software development company. We focus primarily on small and medium businesses, providing technology support for organizations that don't necessarily have in-house support and realize that they don't necessarily need to worry about technology to make their business successful, and rely on folks that are experts in that area of business that they can help.
So you're a tech geek?
I used to be. That is kind of really how I cut my teeth. But I do not do that anymore. I'm not hands-on anymore.
Okay.
But GAN Systems does.
Yes.
And we do a lot of work, and really kind of how GAN Systems got started. We do a lot of work with nonprofits, and the Women's Foundation of Greater Memphis is a customer, and as well as others. And we're heavily involved in that space, and
That's great.
do good work.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. And Lynn McDonald, such a pleasure to have you here today, to meet you finally.
It was about time I got here, and I would follow the emails and videos, and I thought, gee, so many of my clients, so many of my good friends were members here, and they saw value, so it was about time I got over here. And I'll share a misconception. Shelley and I belong to the same B&I group, and our meeting finishes up usually 8:45, close to 9 o'clock.
Sure.
And I thought there's no way I can walk in late to a meeting every Thursday after B&I. But now I understand it's open networking,
Yes.
so I
Yes.
think we need to give that information
Okay,
to our
thank
B&I
you.
group.
Thank you for that input. I appreciate
And we
that.
announced it today.
Yes, thank you so much.
What B&I group we're going in?
Greater Memphis.
Tell us about the
Yeah.
B&I. We
Yeah,
are
I'm part of B&I
collaborators.
too.
We love to hear about B&I. Tell us what's going on over there.
Well, we're an 11-year-old chapter, well filled out. We have between 30 and 35 members, lots of professionals. Please come and visit. You're very welcome to come visit. If you like us, we hope you'll join. And
Can I
you're
visit?
at? We are at the Crescent Club. We meet every Thursday,
Yeah.
7:15 till approximately 8:45. I know we've had some great guests that didn't become members, but still gained by coming to visit us. And I just wanted to mention Carol. So nice to meet you. Carol was very generous. Carolyn, I'm sorry. You were very generous to give some gift certificates for our recent Make-A-Wish event at Talk Shop. And I need to make an appointment with you. 'Cause
You know
I was the winner.
You were the one that got it. Okay, I've got my calendar, so
Let's pass these around. That's a perfect segue for me to pass
Can I
out.
go into the hobby?
Please do.
Yes, my B&I group meets out in the Arlington area. We're a group of fixing to be 35, and we have a mix of home-based and not home-based, what that again? Home services type people, plus we're building our health and our business side. would love people to come out because to live out in that area, to the county, Fayette County, because we draw a lot of our people from those areas. Thank you.
Okay, so Talk Shop, as you see, this is going around, and Talk Shop, and in fact, Lynn, why don't you just tell us a little about Talk Shop? We're in collaboration with them, and we're on here along with B&I.
You bet. Now, Talk Shop meets every Wednesday at the Better Business Bureau from 9 to 10 o'clock. Unstructured, no fee to attend. In fact, Joe is always looking for guest speakers, so you could have a crack at speaking to a group of fellow entrepreneurs. And no membership requirement. It is a very good place to network and make friends. And Make-A-Wish is our charity of choice, so we are always actively working to grant our next wish. So please come join us.
Yes.
Can I say from BOCI, I went to Talk Shop.
Yes.
Lynn invited me to B&I, and so because you all know that I am the petition queen, and
Yes.
I
Yes.
do nonprofit cancer awareness. So I have been able to get sponsors and also
You have a cheerleader back there.
petition signers for that. I just finished the 5K on Saturday, and
I
so,
read about that, and then you've got the pink on.
Yeah.
Way to go.
And she's got a butterfly on, which I think is
Yes.
awesome.
That's awesome. Yes, and we have our speakers coming up in just a moment. But first, I would like to introduce, as I did a moment ago, Richard Henley, my husband.
Oh, yes. Good morning. I'm Richard Henley. I entered retirement at the end of April of this year, and didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but I guess I've had the good fortune of being around since the inception of BOC, which became BOCI, and it's been an absolute joy and pleasure to be a part of it, meet every one of you here, and try to attend the events that I can, but we have 5 children between us there, and
Some are
2 of them are still minor, so
Been there, done that.
yeah, I've got 35-year-olds as well, but there, a lot of them in between there, so I'm enjoying raising the children and having the opportunity to become a part of BOCI and meet all the good people, and I have enjoyed meeting all of y'all this morning.
Lynn, I believe Mark Henley's in your group.
That's right. He came to, I'm trying to think, I met him at open house at an attorney's office. Well, I met Yuletide, and then your son came and joined the group. He is beloved already.
Good,
So hopefully
good.
it'll turn into business.
Yes. All right, and we'll save Ed for when he gets up here. The Kindness Revolution. How many of you heard of the Kindness Revolution?
I was listening to his
Everybody
radio
in
interview
here.
yesterday
Okay.
because I came
All
on
right.
right after him.
Fabulous. Okay.
You did a nice job.
Virginia, would you come up and tell us about Ridgeway Business Center and how we tell the story of how we connected and what happens with the OCI members and what you offer? Wow. Okay.
Hi, Virginia Rowland. I'm manager of Ridgeway Business Center. We're an executive suite here, and I welcome all of you. And Sherry and I got connected, started with a phone call, and we just, during the conversation, she was telling me what she was trying to do and how she was trying to accomplish this networking grid, and she was looking for a place to land. I said, well, come on in, I'm interested, we'll talk. So we talked over coffee. And we just bonded, and I said, sure, let's see what happens. And year and a half later, wow, I can't believe it. I've met so many people through BOCI. I still like to say BOC.
You called it Bach in the beginning when we had the third one.
I did, yeah, I called it Bach.
Tell us about Ridgeway Business Center. What's available to everyone in this room?
Most of you would probably be interested in our virtual services. And one thing that our virtual services provide is an image to your company. You know, everybody needs to work works on their image for themselves, and they don't realize that their image goes out professionally. So what I provide is your staff. We answer your phones. We're there to greet your guests. We have a professional environment to meet your clients at, and that's a big value that I think we bring to your company. And if you are a BOCI member, and also offer a 10% discount on any virtual.
For the professional and tours are available if you need that. Okay.
Stood out.
All right, thank you, Virginia. Thank you. All right, I have a few things I would like to go over, and then we're going to get right into our speakers. I was saving Deborah for, she's speaking. Oh, yes.
And I'm
So-
hoping to speak after our keynote speaker, so I can hear it.
Okay, how many of you wonder what VOCI is about, what we do? Okay, all right. There is some fogginess out there, and we're working on our branding. Nita Black, in fact, is our business manager now, and we are meeting weekly and have so many things, but I would just overwhelm you if I told you all of it right now. But here's what we do. We work with professionals who want to optimize three things: social media, educational exchange, which would be another word, collaboration, right, and networking events. Those are our three things. Now, we are totally different from a BNI or a Greater Memphis Chamber. We are more social media driven. Our events are virtual. They can be attended from anywhere in the world. The perks for becoming a professional member are in here. Professional members, $100 per year. And you can come to all of our events. We have an event every Thursday. Those are all listed in here. What is the value for becoming a professional member? You get a radio interview on the official radio show, VOCI Talk Radio, which now has over 3,000 listeners per month. So we're getting our numbers up there, which we're excited about. Gina, you were on yesterday. How did that go?
I really enjoyed it. Kayla is only 16, guys.
15.
15, excuse me. And she is an awesome interviewer.
Yes. And also, Ed Horrell was on. Can you tell us what your experience was, Ed?
Just the same as Gina. It was outstanding.
Yes, good. And so that's a gift that we enjoy giving to you as a business owner, because you have the link. You also get the embed code to put on your website, so it lives forever.
Can I make one more comment about it?
Please do.
I really had no idea what to expect when I did this interview. I really didn't. And this girl, I don't know if it was you or she did her homework.
Yes.
Yeah, because she pulled up stuff that I was not expecting her to
Yes, she's good. And why you can comment, because every week you're listening to the show. Can you tell us what your experience has been with the various topics and guests we've had?
I started out, as I said, listening to you, Sherry, and I just sent Kayla one day. I was listening to her program, and I sent her an email and said, I am a no-profit cancer awareness advocate. I said, and I have a position as a volunteer for the ASCAN, which is the American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network. I also have a position as an action plan coordinator for the National Breast Cancer Coalition. I said, and I'm getting ready to do some walks and I want people to sign petitions to the president to say we want to end cancer by 2020, breast cancer by 2020. She and her mom sent me the thing. I got on the program. I have actually been on her program twice and one time repeated.
Yes.
And I think I've been on Katrina's show. But
Which is these that you're
these
mentioning
are all
on our
VOCI
platform. Yeah.
shows. And I've been on them, and like I said, I listened to you last night at 2:26 a.m.
See, now that's the beauty of internet radio.
Yeah.
Because with internet radio, you don't get as many live listens. You get archive listens. So you can get up the next morning and have another 100 people that have listened to that particular interview. So that's something that we bring to the table for our professional members. We also bring a BOC TV interview where you sit down on the first Thursday of each month. We meet in the conference room here, and I sit down with you or one of our team leaders and interview you as a business owner. It goes out live on the web. We have the chat line going right now. We have people interacting that are virtual with us, and the same thing happens in your interview as a business owner. You then get the link to that because it is recorded as well, and you get the embed code so that if you want to embed it into your website, you can. In addition to that, there's 4 reviews that you receive as a professional member. One is a social media online review. The other, and these are at no cost outside of yours, 100 per year. The other is website diagnostics. That's done through Shelley Bauer. The other is a business plan review, which is done through Nita Black. And the other is strategic technology review, which is Sridhar Sankara, with one of the founding members of Launch Memphis, who's also one of our founding members. Let me ask you, how many of you did not know that that was in your package? Okay, so these are things that they're all there, but people are not aware. So that's where it's on us to make you aware. So that's why I'm taking a little more time to talk about this today. We
repeating those again?
Yes, there's 4 reviews. There's a social media review, a strategic technology review, a website diagnostics review, and a business plan review. Each of those are done online, unless the person opts to meet with you over coffee or something. Oh, business over coffee, right? Okay, so any further questions on any of that? Okay, we give you tools for 4 things: connections, collaboration, exposure, and business. The business side of it, it's up to you. It's up to you to make those appointments and go meet with people, but we give you those tools. The connection, being able to rub shoulders with Ed Horrell, right? Being able to rub shoulders with Deborah Norwood and Lynn McDonald, Carolyn Bindle. I mean, the list just goes on of the people that you are able to meet through the people that we bring through here. Okay, that's one thing. And the biggest thing that is our platform is bringing everyone together. BNI, Greater Memphis Chamber, NAVO, Networking in Memphis, all of these, Talk Shop, all of these, we are not competing against. We are joining hands with to make it a stronger chain. Okay, any questions? All right, Marty, would you comment? You've been here since we had 8 members.
It's come a long way. And it is ever growing. This is something that is very different from any other type of networking group or business association or anything like that, because as Sherry says, it's bringing all of it together. She's given you a lot of tools to be able to use, and I know that it's ever changing, but this is something different from anything else that you'll find out there.
Which is what we're not trying to be a copycat. No. So that's the uniqueness of each group that is in Memphis or international.
Well, bring something, like you said, a little bit different to the table.
Right, right.
The thing with all of this is so much of it is internet based, which, if you can't be there, you've got it virtual. So this is something very different from anything else, and you can still be a part, and that's why it's international. So people in Atlanta or in Texas or wherever, they can also be a part of it, and you've got a part to be able to link to them as well through the Business Over Coffee website.
I've got a breaking, well, it's not, I guess it is breaking news. We hit 1,000 about a week ago in membership. Now we're at 1,017 in a week, you guys. Pakistan is represented, Canada is represented, Texas, Atlanta, Nashville, New Jersey, and Bahamas, all of those within the past week. So we're pretty excited about it. I want to mention now, and I'm going to get out of the way so that you all can enjoy your speakers, but I do need to tell you about the events that are coming up. Next week is, how many of you know about the SunTrust BOCI luncheon? Okay. SunTrust BOCI luncheon, we would like for all of you to be there. If you can please let us know. We've got to turn RSVP into them by Monday. So please let Beverly, or Marty, can you be at the back table to get those RSVPs today? Sure. If you're planning to come and bring someone with you, please go onto our website, set up your BOCI profile. That's free to you as a free online virtual member, and emails have been a concern. We're nipping that in the bud. We are now really streamlining our emails, so if that's a concern of yours, we are aware of that. Okay, we're working on that. And so SunTrust is at Fleming Steakhouse, and it's going to be an exciting event because they're getting out of the box, we're getting out of the box, and it's not about them selling product to you either. It's a networking event. We'll be able to present what we do. They have an outsider coming in to speak about the election and just a lot of things that will just be interesting to hear, healthcare reform and a lot of things like that. And then they'll give us, they are maybe, this is a maybe, putting together a perk for BOCI members. So we'll see. All right, the next day is a professional shoot right here. If you want a professional photo taken of yourself, headshot, share is at 9 o'clock next Thursday. And last but not least, on second Thursday of next month, Gina is going to be doing a workshop with us on send out cards. You can hands-on do your Christmas cards, okay?
Business or family.
Business or family. All right, we are now, drum roll, going to introduce our guest. And I'm going to go ahead.
Sherry, are we set up for the PowerPoint?
That's a good question before I actually.
I think we, did
No.
we get it?
Oh,
Gina?
it was,
No, but she didn't sound like show up all of a sudden 2 days ago.
yeah, we were,
I don't think we are. I
Oh,
thought
wow.
we were.
we have
They
new
wrote
one.
a new one in. We will work on that real quick. I thought it was up and running. But I'm going to go ahead and get the recording going here. So we have both recordings going. All right, Ed Coral. Everybody in here, raise your hands that you know who he is. Okay? So that's exciting. I personally had never met Ed until today, but I've heard so much about him through Marty and seeing what he's doing. So I'm going to tell you a little about him. He is a professional speaker. He has addressed over 1,500 audiences. Wow, and he's here with us. I think we just give him a all across the country. His speaking clients include firms such as FedEx, AutoZone, Verizon Wireless, AT&T, State Farm Insurance Company, St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, and numerous national conferences, to name a few. His motivational talks center on the role that values play in the areas of customer service, sales, and management. As an author, Ed has published, listen to this, over 250 times in various business magazines and has been quoted in publications. Wow. I'm just not reading this, you all. Such as Forbes, Business Week, Business Communications Review, and Computer World. His Kindness Revolution, what's our topic today? Kindness in what? In business? His Kindness Revolution columns are syndicated across the country. Ed is the author of 3 books, including the top seller, The Kindness Revolution, which contains inspirational customer service stories by companies who have replaced indifference with values in customer service. His publisher is the American Management Association. He is the founder of the nonprofit initiative, The Kindness Revolution, a business-led initiative teaching both companies and students the importance of respectful and engaging behavior, and was the recent feature in an ABCnews.com story focusing on the demise of customer service in the USA. Say that again. Wow. Ed is a native of Memphis, a graduate of the University of Memphis, and a former visiting professor at Christian Brothers University. Let's put our hands together for Ed.
I'm assuming that we don't have PowerPoint. So I'm going to use the chalkboard if that's okay. First of all, thank you for letting me join you all today. I am a consumer advocate, which is a fancy way of saying I'm a professional speaker. And I speak about 100 times a year at groups, both locally and all over the country. And one of the iconic speakers of all time, Paul Harvey, has said accurately that if you're going to make a living as a professional speaker, you don't change your speech, you change your audience. In other words, the theory is if you have to write a new presentation every time you speak, and you speak 100 times a year, you're not going to make it. So what you do is you customize your presentations so that they're fresh for who you're speaking to, but they're essentially very similar. was asked to speak today, I did modify my presentation for you all. So I was relying a lot today on my PowerPoint slides, which I don't have. So some of what I'm going to do is going to be fresh. I told Sherry it's not the first time this has happened, but I think what I'm going to do today is modify my presentation just a little bit, but we're going to get the same meat on the bone, if that's okay with you all. I'm going to speak about three things today in little bits. I've got, I think, 15 minutes or so. One of the things, I grew up in a Methodist church, and every Sunday morning here in Memphis, in the little church that I grew up in, the pastor, when he took the pulpit, took his watch off, like I'm doing, he set it down on the pulpit. And I can remember being old enough to know my dad one Sunday morning, and I said, Daddy, what does it mean when he does that? And my dad whispered too loudly, not a darn thing. but I have learned that it's okay to start late, it's not okay to finish late. So I will, Sherry, I assure you that I'll keep my time within the constraints of time. But I think what I want to talk about today with the theme kindness in business, I'm going to break this down, I think, into three segments. I'm going to explain to you a little bit about what we're passionate about at the Kindness Revolution, and one thing in particular today. And then I'm going to tell you a little bit about what the Kindness Revolution is and how we work and mobilize. And then I want to talk to you about the importance of kindness in business and what that means, if that's all right. So if you'll suspend disbelief and sit back and enjoy your coffee for a minute, these are the three segments that I'm going to go into. The first segment that I want to talk about is one of the areas that we're focused on with the Kindness Revolution. Now, thank you for a great introduction. And just to bring you up to date again, I wrote a book a few years ago called The Kindness Revolution. The purpose of writing the book, I'd like to tell you that my mission was to change the world. The purpose of writing the book is this. If you're a professional speaker, you have to write books. You don't have to write good books, but you have to write books. You can't be a speaker professionally without having books. I am fortunate that this has been a best-selling book. But the idea at the time was to just gather some good customer service stories, put them in a book, make some pithy author comments, do a little tour, and that's what we do. And so I contacted a number of companies, many of whom you would recognize. And I said, give me your best. Give me the best service stories that you've got. And I got three types of answers. And they were all disappointing, and I mentioned this in the book, which is available at Amazon.com, local bookstores. We're making great, what holiday's coming up? Thanksgiving gift.
Did you bring any books?
No, I didn't. I'm trying to be a huckster. But I'm a shameless self-promoter. But I contacted companies and I said, tell me about your great customer service stories. Because again, my idea was just, I'm going to put them together. So I got three different types of answers. The first answer I would get is, oh yeah, we'll get back to you. Then the second answer that I would get would be, here's our great story. And it'd be nice human interest stories, but nothing to do with customer service, nothing we could learn from. You know, maybe one of the employees helped somebody in the parking lot deliver a baby, you know, whatever. But not to the extent of the differentiator of customer service. And then the third that I got was the killer, where I had companies that you would recognize say, we'll give you our great customer service stories, but the problem we have is that you'll publish these, and then all of our customers will expect that type of service. So I'm going, you know, I've sold the book. Now I've got a literary agent that has sold the book to a publisher who's expecting me to write this book. And I don't have any problem anymore. So I went to my friends and family and audiences, and at the time I had a radio show, and I just started going, tell me who the great service providers are. And I got a list of them. And they include L.L. Bean, and Ritz-Carlton, and Nordstrom, and FedEx, Chick-fil-A, and St. Jude. And I went to these companies and I said, okay, I'm writing a book and I want to know what the deal is. What do you do? What causes you to be probably the most expensive in your industry? Probably one of the most iconic, and provide this great service. And what I found that they have in common is they have a core set of values that permeate through the organization, through the employees, to the customers. And these values are discussed, and they're aware, and they're again, after the book, when I was touring with the book, I had a number of businesses who said, why don't you mobilize some companies together in the name of raising the bar of customer service, but let's see if we can join together and do something. And so I like that, and I did that. And then 4 years ago, started a not-for-profit called the Kindness Revolution. And in that period of time, and Marty can validate this because she's been one of our loyal early followers, we have looked at every iteration you can imagine. We're like a chamber of commerce. We're funded by business owners, and we are funded by a combination of sponsorships and memberships and a lot of different things across the board. And during the last few months, we have found exactly what our niche is and how to do it. And I'm going to share that with you during the second part. But knowing who we are and what we do, we work primarily in three groups. We work with businesses to help them improve their customer service. We work with communities to help make them kinder. But just as importantly, we work with schools. And that's my way of introducing you to the first phase of what I want to talk about. And I want you to take this away today. 120,000 people, kids across the country, go to bed every night. They get in a fetal position, they pull covers over their heads, and they cry because they're afraid to go to school the next day because they're being bullied. They're being bullied because of the way they look. They're being bullied because of their names. They're being bullied because of the way they act. They're being bullied because of handicaps that they have. And it's got to stop. Of those 120,000, Harvard estimates that 25% of them are considering suicide. Of those 120,000 that go to bed every night, 17% of them over the course of a year will succeed in committing suicide. This has got to stop. What we do, one of the things that we do with the Kindness Revolution is we have what we call programs called the School to Be Kind. And thanks to our business sponsors, we take friends of ours who are bullied to schools. And we'll bring them to your place of business. Our friends are bullied because they have funny names. Our friends are made fun of because they look different. But most significantly, our friends are made fun of because they're deaf. They can't hear. So mean people call them deaf. They call them stupid. They mock them. They make fun of them. When we go into schools, elementary schools primarily, we tell the story of my friends. And we get the kids riled up because we tell them there's part of the story you're going to like and they cheer. And there's part of the story you're not going to like and they boo. And once they really get riled up, I like to tell them, I want you to meet my friends. I want you to meet friends of mine who have suffered from this indignity, but still just are kind. And they're kind because they pay attention to children with special needs and elderly people and ill people. And then we bring in the mascots of the Kindness Revolution, who are Izzy and Lottie Dot. And Izzy and Lottie Dot are deaf Dalmatians. And the kids go crazy. And Dalmatians genetically are deaf. They're hard of hearing. And these two dogs were discarded by their owners because they were deaf. They were left on the side of the road. And their spotter mom, that we call them, these are our official mascots of the Kindness Revolution, Patricia Bell, rescued these dogs, cared about them, loved them, and now they're going out changing lives through their kindness. And we tell the kids that sometimes you feel like you're on the side of the road and you're not loved, but there's a plan. God's got a plan for you, and that plan is for you to share what's inside of you with other people. So Izzy and Lottie Dot are going out and affecting thousands of kids, and we want these kids to know that they can make that same kind of difference. And these dogs are kind of cool, and they respond to 40 nonverbal signals. So they can't hear, so they respond to visual signals. Well, you weren't at the Prosperity Series when we introduced it.
No, but we talked about it.
And so we take these dogs to the schools. We were at St. Anne's in Bartlett a couple of weeks ago, and we're going to Grace St. Luke's in a couple of weeks. We're going to Greenwood Elementary. We'll go where you are. This is part of what we do. And we have posters for the schools to put up that have pictures of Izzy and Lottie Dot. So that's part of what the Kindness Revolution believes in. Now, the way we operate and spread our footprint. And Marty, you'll find this interesting because we touched on this just a little bit, but it's become so dynamic over the course of recent months, thanks to Lynn McDonald. What I'm about to share with you is a direct result of networking and belief in something that can become great. We work with Troy, Lynn, and Aaron at the McDonald Allstate agency. And Lynn got excited about what the kindness revolution is doing and could do, especially in markets, because markets, which is where we are. So she got me a gig down in New Orleans to speak to the National Association of Professional Allstate Agents. And I shared the story about the kindness revolution. Well, as a result of that presentation, we have formed a collaboration with 9,000 Allstate agents across the country. And so what we do, literally, I'm getting text messages today about new, what we call community champions of the kindness revolution. And we're now in a couple of dozen cities with the goal of being between 500 and 1,000 in a couple of years. And the way we operate is very simple. We have a community champion, which is a sponsored